The Super League Supernova is back. We're looking into Week 4 as well as the Week 3 results. Also, quick PSA before we get into that. The Monster Energy Mango Loco Cup is underway, and Nayla is top of the table at the moment. Match Week 4, 9 and 12 are the 3 weeks that we will be counting points as qualification to get into the knockout phase. So 3 weeks of group stage, Nayla leading the way so far. Let's get into Week 4. Let's talk about what happened. First up, West Adams and the Lose. West Adams managed to get out of this one, moving to 8-0 all-time against the Lose. They did not have a healthy forward. 24-19 is the final. Matoma leading the way with 7 points for the Lions. And 2 Bournemouth players that just decided, hey, we're not gonna show up today, costing the Lions a couple points there. The Lose were missing a keeper and 2 defenders. They did have Xavi come in, 6 points there, as well as Granit Xhaka. So they had 11 points between those two. They wavered out Sar and Cullen, who also had 11. So it was kind of a break even there in terms of bringing in players, sending out players, but Xavi's future looks bright. West Adams stays in 8th, and the Lose drop to last place, still looking for their first points on the year. Next up, number 1 Tickas taking on the number 9 Ernies. We talked about this last week. We thought there might be an upset, and an upset there was. The Ernies 52, the Tickas 38, Semenyo 13, Romero 12. They lead the way for the Ernies, who romp on the Tickas. A balanced approach from the Tickas. Mascara on the back line with 7, but no game-winning performances here. The Ernies jump up from 9th to 5th. The Tickas drop from 1st to 4th. The entire top 4 is on 9 points, and the next 5 are on 6 points. So we have what I like to call a very tight table. If you know, you know. Ernies are now 4 and 3 all-time against the Tickas. Up next, Andover, number 7, taking on the Santa Monica Bulls, number 6. A mid-table matchup, and no debut for Isak as Andover falls in this matchup, 46-39. Foden left on the bench. That cost them 11 points and ultimately the 3-point victory. Zubamendi coming up big with 16. They also had 2 zeros in their lineup, so there's something good here happening in Santa Monica. The Bulls jump from 6th to 3rd, Andover dropping down to the 8th spot. Up next, the last place Bombers against the 3rd place Sharks. Another big upset here as the Bombers take this one 44-33. Could have been a much bigger win for the Bombers had they done a little bit better in the game management department with 3 players all scoring well on the bench. They welcome in the new boy with a goal, Woltemande. Whatever his name is, I'm going to continue to butcher it. I don't care to look it up. He plays for Newcastle. Woltemande had 9 to kick off. That was super encouraging for Elgin. The defense was strong for the Sharks, but not much else out there. And the Sharks now drop out of the top 4, and Elgin begins their ascent with the new players in tow. Up next, Nayla and the Seagulls. Number 4 Nayla taking on the 10th place Seagulls. Great game from both teams. Nayla, really stout defensive numbers. Caicedo chipping in with 12, leading the way. Another 7 from Palmer. I know Nayla would have it no other way. They also picked up Mark Gue. Chelsea are short on forwards at the moment. We'll see what transpires with that transfer in. The Seagulls countered with Salah and with Eze, both chipping in. Not enough there to get the job done. 58-46 is the final. Nayla now moves from 4th to 2nd. The Seagulls remain wallowed in 10th place. King and Kolo combined for 1 point, and all the tinkering that the Seagulls did this week resulted in a loss of 1 point for them. Work to be done in the transfer department. And finally, the match of the week, Bramley, number 5, taking on the number 2 Owls. This match had a ton of excitement around it. The Owls taking it to Bramley 54-45. Balanced attack all around from Osborne. And Holland and Van de Ven leading with 27 combined for Bramley, but just not enough. Bramley left more defenders on the bench in favor of Man United. Where have we heard this before? That really hurt them in the end. So tough one to take there for Bramley, and another big win for the Owls as they continue their march and move up into first. And with that, we're on to the Week 5 preview. Let's look at the matches we have coming up. First match of the week. Tickas, Andover, 4th place team versus 8th place team, relatively even on points. Coming off a quiet week, the Tickas, midfield and forwards, pretty quiet. They need more from Ikatike and Mbeumo to lead the way. Andover did not beat them last year in 3 tries and are 2-7 all-time. They'll welcome Isak as well as Sesko into the lineup and probably shift into a 4-3-3. Also, pro tip, start Phil Foden. He's scoring points. Next up, the Bulls and Bramley. 2 teams performing well, both have high point totals. Bulls sit in 3rd, Bramley in 7th. The Bulls are 1-2 all time against Bramley and are looking for Zubamendi to drop some more points, whereas Bramley will lean on Holland and the boys and hope to get a W this week. Next match, Sharks taking on the top of the table and Osborne FC. Osborne first to 100, first to 200. They now sit on 207 points. Sharks with 169. The Sharks are 4-5-2 against Osborne over the last few years, so it's been a historically close matchup. No reason to think this will be any different. Up next, Devilishly Seagulls and the West Adams Flying Lions. This matchup I wouldn't have expected to be a 10th versus 11th place, but that's what it is. The Seagulls are 6-4 all-time against the Flying Lions. Pretty much even on points. 9 points separates these 2 teams in terms of output. Colo and King are looking to have an impact, which they did not have last week. And West Adams is searching for a healthy forward. Cannot find one. We'll see if they waiver anybody in this weekend. Finally, the match of the week. Number 5, Ernie's taking on number 2, Nayla. 2 really high-scoring teams here. Nearly 400 combined points between the 2. The Ernies are 5-2 all-time versus Nayla. Strikers could be an issue for Nayla. They are also in search of finding a healthy forward. The rest of the squad is looking really impressive, whereas the Ernies, they're looking super balanced. They're looking like they have firepower in all departments. This could be a dangerous match for Nayla to win. Should be a great one. That's why it's the match of the week. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Looking forward to seeing some football. And let's light that chat up. Talk to you soon.